It was the Antigua Charter Show last week, and for me, one of the standout yachts of the show was Fifi. She's a Navetta 33 built by Custom Line. For me, one of my favourite yachts anyway, and the fact that she's available for charter makes it an exciting opportunity to show you the yacht. But I wanted to give you the same kind of experience that somebody at the Antigua Charter Show would have, and they would meet the charter manager, Holly Reamer.
Hello, David. How are you?
Very well. Thanks for agreeing to do this.
Absolutely. Welcome to Fifi.
So when you're showing the yachts during the charter show, I guess everybody starts here, right?
Yes, typically you're on the dock. They'll meet the crew on their way up the passerelle, and then I'll meet them and greet them on the aft deck, and then we'll go from there.
And the crew, I guess, will have like what? Cold towels, hot
Often
towels?
there with cold towels, maybe a nice refreshing beverage. Make sure they're comfortable, and then we'll get ready for a tour.
So I'm accustomed to seeing a dining table in this part of the yacht.
Absolutely. On board Fifi, she has plenty of dining options, but over here she has a lovely back sun pad, 2 conversational chairs over here, and a great place to kind of welcome guests on when they first arrive.
I noticed that sun pad. I really like that. But I noticed as well this hinge here on the backrest. What's that all about?
So extra large, when the transom comes down and you lift off the back deck, it's a lovely, or the back top, then it's a lovely open sun pad. You can dangle your feet over the side and watch all the fun being had on the water.
Oh, that's right, because this is actually part of a garage door, isn't it? That goes down.
Absolutely, that extends down to give you a lovely large swim platform.
So at anchor, you can, as you say, dangle your feet, watch the view.
How much nicer can it get?
So after you've shown people this area, where would you go next?
Then we'd head on into the main salon, so follow me.
Oh yeah, I mean, you see, this is why I like this model of boat.
She appeals to everybody. Nothing stands out as too gorish, no bold colors. She's a nice, simple palette, appealing to most clients.
And do you think that the interior decor has a lot of importance when people are choosing a charter yacht?
I think people have strong opinions as to what their style is, whether that be modern or classic. They'll go looking for what they like best and what's most comfortable. The nice thing about Fifi is that she is very neutral to the eye. So she appeals to a much broader audience.
It's very easy on the eye. And just behind you here, this is a lovely feature.
So a special feature here is the large sliding door opens up onto a lovely sea terrace, giving you even extra space within the room.
Fantastic. No television though?
Yep, there's a television that pops out right over here for when you want to catch up on your sports or watch movies.
Actually, I didn't know that. But I thought I'd give you a little prompt because that's one of the cleverest systems I've seen for televisions. They normally fold down or pop up. That slides out, doesn't it?
It slides out, and then obviously nice when you can put it away, and then you have an unobstructed view of the ocean.
That's great. Then through here, of course, we have let's say the formal inside dining.
Through here is your formal dining, comfortably seating 10. Gives you a nice option for when the weather's not playing ball, perhaps it's raining, or after a week of dining in the other areas, maybe you just want to dine somewhere different for a change.
Yeah, and I do occasionally get YouTube viewers saying, what would you want to eat inside for when you're on a yacht in the sunshine? But as you rightly say, it's not always sunshine, is it? It's
not always sunshine, and it is nice to switch it up sometimes in the same way that you wouldn't necessarily want to eat at the same restaurant every single night. You like to sit somewhere different, look at a different view. And here you have the option. Yeah,
and we've been now in Antigua for quite a few days. We've enjoyed swimming in the pool in the rain. Swimming in the rain is one thing.
Definitely not eating in the rain, though,
Definitely
David.
not eating in the rain, so this is a great option here. Let's
move on to the next area. Here. It's a lovely day head here on the main deck. Nice and convenient for those when they're dining. They don't need to go down to their cabins. And then into the master suite. Here we have a lovely desk area for anyone who needs to catch up on their emails, do their work.
Now, in your experience, when people are on charter, do they actually do any work?
I think as much as we'd love to all disconnect for an extended period of time, we all have the need to check in every now and then just to make the return back home a little less stressful without a mountain of emails to catch up on.
Yeah, I suppose if you're completely out of touch, that brings anxiety of a different type.
It might impact the enjoyment of your trip, yes.
And realistically, can you get a good signal out here in the Caribbean for the Wi-Fi?
Absolutely. Fifi has 2 Starlinks on board, so you're fully connected no matter where you are.
Well, that's great. Actually, we were, during the show, we were uploading, what would you say, Slava, gigabytes of data? using exactly that system on one of the yachts.
Is that
with
right?
Starlink.
Yeah, no, they're seamless now, I think.
Yeah.
It's definitely the way people are moving forward.
And this is such a nice area.
So a lovely full beam, master forward-facing master with a his and hers bathroom and an adjoining shower.
Now this is my favourite feature because this is the transformational power of Fifi.
Just like that.
But that's great to have a his and hers actually, and the
Absolutely.
interconnecting shower is very cool and very big as well.
Gives everyone their space. Speaking of which, there's ample storage space as well for all your clothes. There's a lovely closet on that side and then a good walk-in over here behind.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Yeah.
I thought that was just a big mirror.
Multi-purpose.
Oh, that is,
There we
that's
go. Nice and big for all your
cavernous,
swimsuits.
I would say, cavernous. Is that another big issue with charter yachts? People want to have lots of wardrobe space.
People like many options. Most girls like lots of options, and you never know how often you want to change it up.
Yeah, and certainly there's plenty of space there, I think.
Absolutely.
For most people. Certainly for me. What about the rest of the guests then?
So the rest of the guests are downstairs in the lower deck. So down here we have 3 queens, 1 twin, and the twin has an additional Pullman for those that need it.
And they're nice sizes, aren't they? They're good sizes.
Great
You feel
sizes,
comfortable.
plenty of cupboard space, all en suites, everything you need.
And I noticed during the show that some of the cabins, the actual bedding is done in a different way. What was the point
So
of
they
that?
like to showcase the show ready or arrival state, and then as well the turned on state, which is what guests will come back to after a long day of fun. They'll come back to their cabins and ready for bed.
And actually, the level of service on a yacht is quite something else, isn't
Absolutely,
it?
it's supposed to be seamless. Everything happens behind the scenes, and you never really know what you're going to expect when you next walk back into your cabin.
Yeah, I remember being a guest on a yacht and going up, basically washing my face, going up for breakfast, coming down, and the bed was already made, and even the wash basin had been cleaned out, and everything was perfect, as if by magic.
Absolutely, as it should be.
Because you worked on the yacht as well.
I did, yep. It's a lot of work behind the scenes, and hopefully the guests don't get to know about it.
Yeah, but that's what makes it special, isn't it? That for the charter guests.
Exactly.
So we have 3 queens.
3 queens and 1 twin, and
Let's
that
take a
twin
look at the
has an
twin.
additional Pullman that comes out.
And this is your Pullman.
That's your Pullman. If you had 3 children, it's great. And obviously if you have 2 people that aren't sharing the same bed, this is a great cabin for them too.
So proper full capacity would be 11 guests.
11 guests, but you typically wouldn't sell the Pullman as an adult bed. It's more for a child.
Yeah.
So depending on the age, that would suit them.
And that leads me to my next question. Where do you see the clients for this sort of a yacht? Families, couples, young? How does it work?
I think it works brilliantly for both. If you were a group of friends wanting to come on, or if you were a family, it works seamlessly for both.
Yeah, I guess actually for somebody who's never chartered before, this has got to be a great starting point.
She's an ideal starting point because she really does have all the bells and whistles, just in a nice smaller package, without compromising on your space on the inside. She packs a great punch for the size that she is.
And when you say bells and whistles, we're talking water toys, which we'll discuss in a few moments, chef as well on board,
Absolutely.
dedicated chef.
Yeah.
So it really does have everything a bigger yacht has.
Absolutely.
Great yacht to charter. I wanted to ask you, we haven't practiced this bit, so I'm going to just throw it out at you. I keep seeing, and they're actually not here, but I keep seeing QR codes dotted around the yacht. What are those QR codes for?
So the QR codes are what you'll scan to get onto the Wi-Fi that'll connect you up for your Starlink.
Perfect, perfect. So you just come on with your phone and you're online.
Absolutely. You'll also notice in all the cabins there's a touchscreen pad, and that'll operate your lights, your blinds, your TV, and anything else electronic.
That's fantastic. And is it easy to use? Because I found on some yachts that you almost need a degree just to understand how it all
That's
works.
very straightforward as using your iPhone.
So you just fire it up and press TV and
Organize your room the way you like it.
that's fantastic. Where would you show a guest next if you
So from
wanted
here,
to?
we'll head on up to the very top on the bridge deck.
Perfect.
So through here we have the Sky Lounge. Lovely large area for the family or the group to sit at. For those wanting to watch TV, we do have a TV that pops down from the top here. or obviously seamlessly put away for a nice unobstructed view. The best part about this room is when the full cascading doors open up, and then you're seamlessly through into the bridge deck aft for the dining area. If you had a big event or a big group on board, it just extends the area that much more.
That's fantastic. And I guess captain's cabin behind the bridge?
That's right.
And on the subject of the captain, I was really surprised by how many crew you have. I thought there'd be 5.
That's typical for a boat this size, but Fifi runs with 7.
7
Yeah,
crew?
a definite bonus.
And one of those crew, you were telling me, is maybe not dedicated, but especially there for the chase boats.
Yeah, so you have a fully licensed deckhand who can operate the chase boat, which is a 32-foot Boston whaler. And that just allows for, if part of your group are going to split up and they want to go ashore, you have him to take them, but then you still have plenty of hands on deck for everything else that needs to go on.
Right, so while we're on that topic, let's dig a little bit into the water toys on Fifi. How well equipped is she?
I mean, it's endless. They have, if you can think of it, they've got it. With their transom, when it comes down, the extended swim platform then leads onto an inflatable dock where all the toys will then come up and dock at. You then have an additional inflatable jellyfish pool. Wow. And then all your standards, you've got your sea bobs, you've got your jet skis, you've got your e-foil, your jet surf, an array of inflatables and towables.
And I guess in a place like this, if there's something that the yacht didn't have, you could probably find it, couldn't you?
Absolutely, but I don't think you'd find her lacking.
No, I think you're right. And, I often think back to when my kids were smaller than they are now. I was paranoid about safety. So, obviously, charter guests can't abdicate the responsibility of their kids. But are the crew able to sort of watch them when they're in the water while you're having a cocktail or whatever?
I mean, an additional bonus of having that many crew members, right? That's that many more eyes, that many more hands to assist, to keep an eye on them. So plenty of people around.
Yeah, and we were looking earlier at that sun pad on the main deck and saying about when the transom doors down, because then the transom converts into like a beach club.
Converts into a big beach club. You've got your seating area there. You've got your shower as well to rinse off when you get out of the water, and allowing people that maybe don't necessarily want to be in the water, but they want to still be a part of the fun at the water's edge.
Yeah, and that's kind of the stuff that dreams are made of, isn't it? You can sit there with the transom door down, having a nice drink, your kids splashing around in the jellyfish pool, which is called a jellyfish pool, not because it's full of jellyfish, but because it
keeping
keeps
the jellyfish out. Exactly.
Knowing that there's the watchful eyes of a couple of crew members as well.
Who could ask for anything more?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And because it's your charter yacht, you're not going to have other people coming in and using it. It's all for you.
No, exactly. It's all for you, and the staff are there for you.
That's absolutely fantastic. Let's have a look at this next deck, because for me this is one of the standout features of the yacht.
Well, as with any yacht, the decks really are the star of the show, where people like to spend most of their time. Okay, so out here, another dining area, comfortable for 10. Obviously, with these doors completely open, it gives a lovely indoor-outdoor feel, al fresco dining, but it's well with the seating area back here, so you can keep an eye on those in the water.
And my observation about there being no dining table on the main deck, now I totally get it. It's
Absolutely.
Actually nicer to have that as a little sitting area, because you've got such a great dining area.
Well, you're
here.
just that much more elevated, so your view is that much further.
Yeah, and also if you're in the dock, it's a little bit more private here,
Absolutely.
isn't it? I guess this is where most of the guests are going to have most of their meals.
Yep, with other options available, this would be where most of the meals take place.
Yeah, I certainly would. I know that. Unless it was raining. Then I'd be downstairs.
All right.
Let's take a look at the Sundeck.
Heading up, we can go to the Sundeck.
This is something else, isn't it?
So over here we have the Sundeck, and this is my favorite spot on the boat. Obviously, lovely jacuzzi over there, seating area over here, full bar area. And for when you've caught the lovely fish that day, you've got 2 great grills on this side for the chef to grill them up for you.
The hot tub always fascinates me. Do people use it as an important part of a charter offering?
I'd say if it's on the boat, it's always used. And if a client's looking at between various options, and some boats have it and some boats don't, they're going to go for the ones with it.
Yeah, because if the mood takes you, then it's nice to have it there.
Absolutely.
There's this kind of romantic notion, I suppose, of a couple in a hot tub with glasses of champagne, a little floating pallet of strawberries. Do you think that happens on charters?
Sounds lovely to me. I'd like it.
And at least you can do that here. And of course, this is not the only deck space. We've mentioned that they've got a beach club area, but the foredeck's impressive too,
There's still
isn't
a whole foredeck that has the capability for 4 awnings over it. Lovely area for breakfast in the morning or for a great spot for sundowner. Dining as well as lounging.
So a lot of what you said earlier about basically the yacht's got everything. I think you said it packs a big punch.
It certainly packs a big punch. I mean, she's 32 meters and she has everything and more that you would find on a 40 meter easily.
Yeah. So when you say bells and whistles, that's one of the bells and whistles that
Absolutely.
You're talking about, isn't it?
Yeah, and with her 7 crew, she's unmatched with other yachts her size.
And another bell and whistle, of course, is the barbecue. Because she was in the Antigua Charter Show, where there's probably one of the most prestigious yacht chef competitions,
Absolutely.
I think, in the world. And she did really well.
And she won an award. Yeah, so an award-winning chef on board as well.
And, Slava and Vlad, not particularly me, but they were filming some of the other yachts as well. And the food was incredible. And the tablescaping was incredible. And there was a lot of yachts in the competition.
I think with the number of yachts in the show this year, the level was definitely far superior than it's been before.
So what was the winning menu?
So what got them the award this year was an arancini bowl with cuttlefish ink filled with salmon mousse. And that was followed by a Chilean sea bass marinated with black garlic soy sauce, wrapped in zucchini with grilled lobster tail, served with champagne saffron. And then finishing off with cookies and cream, homemade cookies with white chocolate mousse, with tamarind caramel sauce, meringue crumb, and berries.
How important do you think the cuisine is on board a charter yacht?
Probably, if not the most important part of the boat. You're eating 3 meals a day for 7 days. You want to like what's coming out of the kitchen. Yeah,
so for you as the charter manager of Fifi, the fact that she's won a prestigious award, it must be really exciting.
I think it's going to speak volumes. You're not just going off somebody else's opinion. You're going off the fact that he is an award-winning chef. Yeah. Again, a boat this size, you're really getting everything and more.
Yeah. And for me, one of the things I love about the Caribbean, apart from the colour of the sea, the colour of the landscape here, is the fresh produce, the fruits, the vegetables, the local cuisine. It must be a great place to come and just enjoy the food and the chef and what he can offer.
Absolutely, and when you have a chef who knows what he's doing with all those ingredients, all the better.
So last question, I guess, is she going to stay around the Caribbean? What's the plan?
So her plan for the winter is to remain in the Caribbean, and then looking forward to the summer next year, she'll be going up to Newport, a New England area.
Oh, New England. We filmed there, didn't we? In Portland, Maine.
Oh, right.
So between the Caribbean and New England, what a great couple of itineraries.
Absolutely.
So if that takes somebody's fancy and they want to charter Fifi, what should they do?
They need to find themselves a good broker and have them get in touch with me.
That's great. Thank you so much, Holly.
Thanks, David. Great to see you.